You're tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network, featuring news, interviews, and commentary on all things Black Hollywood. Hollywood redefined. From Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is Black Hollywood Live, Love on Tap. Featuring in-depth discussion on dating and relationships. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host for Black Hollywood Live, Love on Top.
Hey! Get it, and bass. What's up? How's everyone doing? This is Kevin John. I am here with Love on Top, the show where we talk about how to keep your sex life on top and, of course, how to stay on top of your career, profession, or whatever it is that you're doing. I am joined in the studio by my amazing co-stars. Over here to the right is the immaculate, the sexy, Spicy Marie.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Oh, I'm doing good.
And sizzling in the building.
And speaking of keeping it hot and sizzling, over to the left, everyone's favorite chocolate latte.
Oh.
It is the one, the only Miss Drea.
Hello. ¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien. Now, you're speaking a little Spanish. Sitting to the left of you is everyone's favorite Latin lover, also known as Muy Caliente. It's the one, the only Jason Rosell. Had to get it right.
Thank you, Papa. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Ladies, thank you for having me.
Yeah. We appreciate having you here.
Let's keep it caliente, baby.
Oh, we don't know how to do it any other way, right?
That is true. We definitely keep it caliente and muy frio.
That's very
No,
cold.
That's cold.
That's
No.
hace calor.
Okay, I'm gonna stick to English.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
don't do
language, you know.
Muy frio.
Right? But see, that's why we all have jackets on, because it is frio.
Right.
See?
And figures I'm the only one that doesn't have
Right,
a
'cause
jacket
you're so
on.
caliente.
Caliente, claro. Ya tú sabes.
I don't know what that means, but I've heard Pitbull say that a million times.
know,
Followed
and
up
you
by
know,
Dale.
you know.
Dale. You'll see the subtitle come up, bro.
Right?
Go get us some subtitles.
Well, Jason, thank you so much for being our special guest. A lot of you guys are probably looking at this guy talking about, I know his face, he's so familiar. Well, this man happened to be a reality star. He graced 2 reality shows, I Love New York and I Love Money on VH1. He has also been seen in a few Spanish soap operas.
Right.
I don't know the names of them because I'm going to mess up the Spanish pronunciation.
Why don't you give it a try?
Amor con viento.
Oh,
Exactly.
what's that mean?
You gotta say it
Exactly.
just
Love
like that.
with wind. Or,
Oh,
the
I
wind
like
with
that.
love.
You gotta say it just like
That
that. With
sounds
that
sexy.
romantic
Right?
Amor,
Deep
how do you say
voice.
amor what?
Amor con viento.
Con viento.
amor con viento.
Oh,
wow.
Un poquito, amor.
I was going to say, who needs Rosetta Stone when you have
Right.
Jason and Spicy? I'm just saying.
Right.
Now, Spicy, you're Latin. What is your ethnicity?
I'm black and Mexican.
Black and Mexican. So
Yes.
that's Blaxican.
I'm a Latina. Yes,
Latina.
exactly.
Latina,
Yes.
I
I'm a
like that.
Latina.
like that.
Or Blaxican, whichever's easier for you to remember. But Jason, you are Spanish and Puerto Rican descent, right?
Yeah, my dad's from Spain.
Okay.
And my mom is half Spaniard and half Puerto Rican, making me like 75-25. But yeah, I actually didn't know English till I was 5 years old because my dad didn't know how to speak any English for that matter. So in home, all it was comida, dame, Nintendo, yo quiero, McDonald's. And then at 5 and up, then they forced me because I was born in Queens, New York, you know, and go to school, Catholic school, really strict because it was a bad neighborhood. And then at 10 years old, bam, we moved to Spain, and that's where I like really
That
perfected
is
like
crazy.
reading, writing, speaking, the whole
But you have
nine.
like dual citizenship.
Yeah,
Like you can go
both
back and forth
passports.
whenever
Yep.
you want.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
awesome.
That is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
That's muy
Caliente.
I was going to say interesante, but
Oh, interesante. Wow. Good
for you, Kevin.
He's practicing.
I'm learning.
Good for you.
I always heard that ladies love a man with a Spanish accent.
Or
Is that
British.
true, Dre?
Or British.
Ladies love a man
'Cause
with their
Idris
shirt
Elba-
off. Ladies love
Hello,
a
my
man
name
with
is
their shirt
my
off,
name is
okay?
Mr. Caliente. I came here Monday and I'm staying till Friday, if you know what I mean. So if you like it caliente, mommy,
You can
I'll
do
give
all
to
of
you-
it.
I'll give you
Now,
what you want.
I mentioned to you off the air that you're not the same person that I was watching when I was looking back watching clips of I Love New York.
Yep.
You have a completely different feel to you, different vibe, energy, just essence, everything. Who was that person on I Love New York?
that person on I Love New York was a guy that was living in a couch. At the time, I had broken off a relationship with my ex-fiance. Long story short, I was just a working actor. I'd just become SAG, working on the show Entourage, believe it or not. I was like so excited. And then I go on Craigslist, no joke. Craigslist, looking for any extra jobs that were out there as an actor.
Jason, you told me initially when on Craigslist to look for a girlfriend.
That
was real with me, dude.
That was another night. But anyways, yeah. No, I went on the show and they're like, they basically said, look, if you want your life to change, this show might be pretty big. And I'm like, long story short, I turned the show down not once, but 3-4 times. They got me so many meetings with bigger people saying this will be good for your career. So yes, I did the show. I didn't even know it was New York. Kevin knows this. And it was, no joke, probably like the best experience of my life.
Really?
Absolutely. Just like
he met me.
In terms of doing what I did, but one thing I didn't like, which to answer your question, they were wanting me to say certain things and act a certain way that I didn't like. They wanted more of the, hey, how you doing over there? My name is Heat.
That's how you were acting.
But that's what they wanted. And they're
They
like,
wanted
dude,
more of that? A
they-
character.
I was a character, you know? And
Exactly.
at the end, do I have, is 10% of that me? Absolutely. Absolutely. But, and then
You
when,
are a little
and,
douchey.
and right, absolutely.
I like it when you keep it real.
Yeah, and when you add alcohol, which I drank almost every night on at least the first of the 3 shows I did with the network, I really became 40-50% of that person in that matter. Long story short, I'm glad I did it. Then, as you know, I did I Love Money 1, and then I Love Money 2 again with Kevin, and my character just went out of control, and that's part of the reason why the show did so well too, because all of these crazy characters. But I'm so glad that I didn't like win the show.
Because you would have been stuck with New York.
I would have been stuck with New York. And
I know.
I guess we got so much exposure so quick, so soon in a 3-year period. So from living in a couch to having my billboard on Sunset Boulevard and flying in private jets and being in like magazines, TV shows left and right, it was surreal how tremendously like my life just changed. But I became a man in this process and know that, hey, I can be at a Playboy Mansion every other month hosting a charity event. I can be chilling with Bret Michaels in his limo, just like having cognac, and it doesn't faze me who you are. So at the end of the day, I learned that we treat each other the same way. I don't care where you're from, how much money you got. Keep it caliente, baby. That's one thing I kept from the show. Just keep it caliente, which is essentially keep it real. Keep it real.
Now, Jason, you talk about obviously a lot of the publicity and things that came with the fame. This show is obviously, we talk about love and being on top, love-wise.
I love it.
Now, how, in Spanish they say, on otra, anyways, I have no idea. But how would you say your love life has increased due to this newfound fame and publicity and everything that you got?
Actually, it's the opposite. What most people don't do, I mean, I'm sure people that are avid fans that know me, true story, most of my life I was extremely overweight, and we'll touch on this later on. So ever since I changed physically, my dating life went definitely down the drain, for sure. You know, they did an article last year in Glamour magazine. It's called I lost 75 pounds and my dating life tanked. So that was, something that most people didn't know, because you judge a book by its cover, saying, okay, this guy's, she's a pretty girl, okay, great. They don't know your background. But now add being in shape and putting it on television, everyone thinks you're egotistical. Everyone thinks you've slept with every person out there. So nobody trusts you. Nobody thinks like we're going to be loyal to each other, or at least I'm not.
Right.
They're like, if you can have this person, or, oh, you dated this playmate, and that, and I'm like, okay, I did it, I experienced it, but that's not who I'm with.
I feel like you'd have to defend yourself a lot when you're like dating
dude,
with people.
it's so annoying.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, God, I've been tested 80,000 times for girls just to prove that I'm clean. Jesus, if that gives you an idea. No, I mean, think
STD
about
checks?
Absolutely, and I have no problem doing that. If I'm dating someone new, I will tell them straight up. Like,
you're that wild?
That's so funny, because We have a test for you right now covering the STD test. No. I'm just playing.
We got
just joking.
and we will sanitize that microphone when you leave to make sure that nothing is.
All I'm saying is like it's security. You know, a lot of women. I don't care what they do, what they look like. It's insecurity within. I get it. I was one of the most insecure human beings out there for 20 years of my life. Now, when you're with someone of status, great looks, whatever you do. You shouldn't jump the gun. Get to know the person and, you know, have a normal conversation. But when you're accusing, you know, like right off the bat, like, oh, well, I looked you up on Google and you dated this girl and that girl slept with this guy, which clearly I'm like, okay, this is really, this went from like
connecting the dots.
We're in the day and age of Google. And it's like if you go Google you and you like watch the show, I think sometimes people will have this preconceived notion of you right away.
The worst feeling, and I do bring this topic up to friends, family members, shows, is like when people totally do not know exactly who you are, and they somehow like imagine going into a party. Not a lot of people acknowledge you, right? I'm just giving an example, and this has happened to me twice already in this town. And then as soon as people recognized me, Googled me, or saw me with my shirt off, it went from barely getting attention to all of them being around me. And it's crazy, I think, because I have that fat boy mentality from back in the day, that's not what makes a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it awesome that you look incredible, that Kevin's a stud? Exactly. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool.
Speak the truth.
But I'm all about get to know what the deal is.
Exactly.
You know? Like, my ex is 5'10". I'm barely 5'7". You know, like,
wow.
you know, did I wake up one day and say, "Oh, I want to be with a real tall woman"? No, but when you're hot inside out and you're secure, I hate to say you can have anything and anyone you want, but make sure you know what you want. You know, not just like, oh, okay, you know, she's got her own show, like. Probably be a good look for me to, you know, link up with Coco Chanel.
So in other words, you're saying have a genuine, authentic relationship and feeling there versus a, you know, I guess one of those superficial or just publicity stunt type.
Yeah, plastic. You know, we've all been hurt. We've all been hurt or used at one point of our lives. You know, I'm sure plenty of girls use you for your, you know, stud fame.
All the time, man. My goodness.
Let me go out with Kevin and maybe we'll get on TMZ tonight or hit the red carpet.
Exactly.
You know, like.
And his beat up Nissan Sentra, you know, they are lining up for that treatment.
Right? No, but you get it. It's just, you know, it was good experience too because I got to experience what a lot of women go through, you know, where I can see why you have. Like a lot of women have this thing with certain men that
they're defensive.
You're defensive. Like,
on guard, like all the time.
Why does this person want to really hang out with me?
Right.
You question these things. It's not paranoia, but it's being real. Like, why?
A lot of people have ulterior motives too.
Yeah.
It's not
especially in
just
this
exactly.
Yeah, it's not really. I want to get to know you, but us as women, we deal with it more because everybody who approaches us wants to get in our pants. 100%. Maybe like 80 to 85% want to get in your pants, but like 100% want to take us down. So
I like how they got specific. 89.
Oh yeah.
89.9. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, right on.
But you know, it's so you're experiencing the same thing, and so you just so now you have to be a little bit more protective as well of yourself.
Yeah, protective, selective, in every way, shape, or form. You know, even anything I do, it's I like to prepare. You know, in other words, prepare like. I won't just go on a date with someone just because they're pretty or because of whatever. I like to know, are we on the same page mentally and physically? Like, can we stimulate each other inside out? Mm-hmm. Because if it's only outside in, you know, where it's like outside in, like if we're, it just, you got to go deep with it.
But you have to admit that physically is what initially attracts you to that person.
100%.
Yeah.
But 100%.
You know, it's. I mean, I believe on the inside matters because ultimately on the inside is what's going to be there when the outside fades.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. But go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I'm just so baffled. This has to be Jason talking right now because Caliente, Mr. Heat, okay, the fact that you were supposedly, you know, you're on this reality show and the character that you were playing was just this guy who supposedly thought that New York was hot, which I knew had to be a lie. I was like, oh, he's in character. He has to be. Right. Because you were saying that this woman is sexy and beautiful and confident. And I'm like, are we looking at the same person? I mean, I was baffled. But did you really think that she was an amazing person?
You know, well.
Whoa.
She actually, as a person, I liked her. I
Okay.
truly did. Maybe because I like ballsy women.
Now, were you sexually attracted?
No, I was not sexually attracted. I was not attracted to her at all physically.
I knew it.
But it's funny in life where you're put in a situation, I guess because I have my own little ego and she has hers, where instead of like fighting, bickering, it was fun times. But obviously, as you know, on the show, I got kicked off not because of anything real personal at all. It was because of my family situation, you know, when...
And you defended that.
And I defended that. When
Absolutely.
she said, hey, if you were stuck in a deserted island and there was only enough food for, you know, me and your family, who's going to eat first? I said, my family's going to eat first.
Right.
So her and her mom...
I mean, that's ridiculous.
I mean, they went... I'm like, I don't even know you. I'm not even dating you. Why would I put you even in that same bracket, you know? So, hey, it was the best way to leave a show because still to this day... I get much love and respect from people because they like, hey, dude, you know, you did it for your family. That's all it is.
Now, you know, let's back up a little bit. Now, before your exit was your entrance, and on your entrance, New York, she named you Heat. Why do you feel she gave you that name, and do you feel you lived up to the flame of Heat?
You know what? Absolutely. If I actually watched this show about a year ago, because it's been since 2008.
Oh, wow,
Isn't that
yeah.
crazy how time
I know.
flies?
It's fun
I was watching it. My friend, as a joke, bought the DVD, and he's like, dude, we got to watch this, you know, blah, 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 blah. So when she named me, she's like, your name is Heat. You're making my heart, wait, she's like, I'm calling you Heat because you're making my heart beat, and you're the hottest guy in here. So that was it. And I think I held my own.
I think you did too. Matter of fact, we have a clip.
Oh, no.
From some of the reality. Yeah, no, you're gonna love this. Absolutely. I was getting a kick out of watching this, and just so you guys know, this is a few of his clips from the show, kind of like a montage of clips of him wilding out on there with 12-pack
see it.
drinking. And
12-pack.
and all kinds of. Oh yeah.
Not everyone can look as good as you here.
I know.
Am I right?
It works out.
Shut up. Come on. No, what is that?
Next on Where Are They Now? The men of I Love New York. He was just a kissing fool.
Oh, butter lips are just juicy lips. They're just so irresistible. And when you put them in your lips, you feel this tingling
my
second
God.
butter.
Wait, you were talking.
But New York and her mom weren't too happy with the pecking order
her
in
weave
Heat's
was
family.
bad.
I'm gonna eat first. Then comes my mom, my grandma, and New York.
And then New York will eat. My daughter is going to eat last.
Give me a shot. Come on. No, what is that?
12-pack and Heat were double the pleasure
Me and this kid are like freaking Batman and Robin. Bam, bam, bam.
and double the fun. Thanks to their I Love New York infamy, the duo have taken their partying to a whole new level. They've turned
We
pro.
get paid to freaking throw the biggest parties in the freaking country.
And keeping the boys' business in order, it's their feisty assistant / drill sergeant,
All
Brooke.
right.
What do we have to do today?
Okay.
I just want to like hang out, please.
No hanging out.
And while their relationship isn't strictly business, the men of I Love New
Wow.
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 I am just like that guy sitting here right now.
I know, right?
Right?
Crazy.
So different.
You come so far, you mature. And you know, one thing I'll say, Jason, about you is, you know, obviously I got to know a lot of the other guys on the show. And the one thing about you that I always respected was just how real you were, how genuine you were, and how much of a compassionate, giving human being you were. You know, the show was filled with narcissists and things of that sort, but I am not lying when I say Jason would look out for me like nobody else, make sure I was good. I'm starting to get sentimental, but
Oh, Kevin.
Man, we got a moment here.
exactly. But no, this guy has always looked out for me, whether it was on the show, in front of the camera, behind the camera, and I just think that you are a stand-up guy.
Thank you so much, bro. I feel the same
Muy-
exact way. Karma, baby. Karma.
Muy
Karma.
simpático.
Absolutely. Thank you.
job,
Muchísimas
Kevin.
gracias.
job.
Muchísimas
He's gonna
gracias.
keep throwing out his new
I
Spanish
know, right?
words
I've
that he
learned it.
remembers from high school.
Yeah, this is good. We're gonna look back 40 years from now, hopefully still looking like studs.
Exactly.
And, you know, go from there. And it's definitely same thing for you, bro. Amazing guy. 9 out of 10 of the people on the cast, I don't even talk to anyone. I came in there, you know, premeditated. All this was premeditated. I knew something good was going to come out of it. I didn't know exactly how, but I mean, I'm sure you guys know they stopped doing all the VH1 shows because there was a murder that happened on the Megan Wants a Millionaire show. And long story short, I was up next to have my own show for the Love of Caliente.
Wow.
And all that went down.
Didn't even know that.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, and I'm a firm believer in this, everything in life that's bad that happens, it's not actually bad. It's good because something bigger and better will happen.
Right, you don't know what path you're supposed to be.
If I would have had my own show,
that's biblical right there.
I probably would have been an alcoholic by now.
You would have still been that person.
I would have been that person, living up to that, to that and what the audience wanted. Where now I changed my life completely. I've done so many awesome things since then, and to be having this powerful time in life, it's all about giving and getting. That's all I can tell you. So I'm blessed.
Now, speaking of going on and, being able to do different things from that, we know that you branded yourself as a fitness expert, right? And now, how did that, I mean, you were always into fitness prior to the show, but how did that start to jump off after the show?
Well, kind of like I was supposed to have my own show. A lot of money coming in.
And I'm so sorry. Can you just explain that real quick too, like how your show was coming about? And
So if you watch I Love Money 2 reunion, me and Frank Entertainer were on the stage, and they asked us. Craig Jackson said, "Hey, if you guys had your own show, what would it be called?" So we both pleaded what our show would be, and Frank got his own show first. After a few phone calls saying, "Hey, Jason, be on standby. Things are looking good," because that's how the process works.
Yeah.
I was like, but I had to be low key about everything. I kid you not, it was a matter of like weeks into it. I'm like, wow, I'm already envisioning the huge checks. I'm already making great money. I'm like, I can only imagine what's gonna happen now. Oh yeah,
houses.
Oh yeah, everything. All the seeds were planted, and then boom, I get the call. They're done doing the VH1 shows, all the I Love Money shows, your own show. It's just forget about any chances you had are gone down the drain. I was like, wow, okay, what am I gonna do now? So for a while, I was just living off of still just making appearances, yada yada. But I was so used to making good income doing TV related stuff. But then I started getting approached by different people like, oh, how do you stay in shape and this and that. And then I kid you not, one day I went to visit my mom in the East Coast, and I went through all my pictures that I buried when I was really overweight, and I was like, I have an idea, and I literally exposed myself, and because I was ashamed of it my whole life, and then I dug all of these crazy pictures of me being really chunky monkey from 5 years old all the way to 20 years old when I was like 225 pounds, size 40 waist. And I was so embarrassed to show that. And then I did that, and it opened up a can of worms. And it went from training 3 people a few years ago, and now I have like literally hundreds of clients that I work with in person, but mainly online. I do online nutrition and fitness plans, and it's all about what we eat that really transforms what we look like. You can be you can be doing training all day long, but if you don't eat right, it doesn't work.
So what you're talking about, is that how you started Being Fat Sucks?
Being Fat Sucks. Being Fat Sucks is a show I was a writer and a host and trainer on. And yeah, I got approached by a company that got picked up by Google. They love the concept. And we filmed 64, 68 episodes last year.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, got 2.5 million views, and
nice.
That was awesome. Not doing that anymore. So the biggest thing that we're pushing, is my fitness company, GotIntoFitness.net, and
it's a good name.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Yeah,
that's a perfect name.
Yeah,
and my music.
Those videos were great for the fitness, though. I was watching them, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this later because I'm doing,
Spicy's a fitness guru as well.
I'm really into working out,
Sure.
and so there's different. I like to switch it up. Last week we had Donna Matrix on here, and then when I see, your almost did it.
We're spilling this week.
Well, he's making me hot. When I'm watching your videos, I'm I'm like,
fuego.
oh, this is a different, this is a different style right here too. I like to, switch it up. And I was thinking that would be a great workout.
This goes to everyone here and to the audience. The biggest trick in anything in life, it is versatility. Okay,
tricking your muscles.
You got to everything though. So I'll give you a good comparison. I love eating like hamburgers, like tiramisu, like delicious treats. I still cheat. You know what I mean? But you have to treat everything with like the whole what I call the switch up. Do a totally different type of exercise for that body part. Mix everything in, from kickboxing to plyometrics to cardio to free weights, okay? But when you do it, go hard. Go so hard to the point where your heart is pounding out of your chest and you just can't do anymore, right? I change up that analogy with food. If I'm gonna eat pizza, I'm not just gonna eat a slice of pizza.
You need a whole pizza.
I'm gonna get a freaking pizza, New York pizza pie with a little bit of a pepperoni, a sausage, and then a green pepper, blue pepper.
Is that Italian?
Oh, sorry.
I'm not sure what accent that was.
It's like an
Portuguese?
It's like an Armenian
Okay.
with a little bit of Italian.
Yeah, I was like Italian.
I have very
Italian.
very like a different like culture of friends, so I can pick up on accents right
That's
away.
the actor in you that comes out.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And I think that helped you too because you have this, theatrical or actor background. You're able to turn off these different characters just off and on.
Totally.
How did you rebrand yourself from this douchey heat guy to this,
I like how she says douchey.
yeah, to this cool, very respectable Jason man? Like,
Sure.
how did you do it?
I think by just not faking the funk, just being me. Like, in other words, I'm kind of like that middle dude, that the person that's like really respected because I earned the respect first, right? And then I'm not a pushover either. I'm very strict, but I get shit done. I'm a workaholic. I work 15 to 18 hours a day. I have not had a real life. I have had not even dating life, this, that. I don't.
No dating?
No. Like,
I
real
know
dating-
Caliente has to have a muchacha or
No,
senorita.
Look,
A booty cha-cha on the
Chicas.
side?
okay, booty over here, booty over there.
Oh, okay.
But
Booty everywhere.
it's just I'm so convicted, and I think it wasn't about convincing and telling people, oh, this is not me. I had to show it. So through all my hard work, like literally in like three and a half years, starting my own production company, to starting a great fitness company, to doing the music label, from not even using my reality TV fame, just working hard and saying, I've experienced it once, the real fame. If I'm going to have it again, I'm not going to do it for the fame. I'm just going to do it because I'm good at what I do and people are going to love it and they're going to freaking go caliente, baby.
Now,
Yeah.
I really respect the entrepreneurial hat that you put on. And, a lot of times I think people have a misperception that if you're on reality TV and you become a star, then every door just opens for you. You're set for the rest of your life.
No.
But they don't realize that all that is just a little platform. It's what you do with it.
Absolutely.
So how have you learned, or should I say, how did you figure that out? That obviously reality was going to take you so far, and you have to start doing your own thing.
Well, because I would say 95% of reality people, I can't even call them stars. Like I can call you reality star because you were one. Just like I was. I mean, this was a huge international show, millions of viewers every week. But there's so many reality shows nowadays.
Yeah,
exactly.
Where, it's like, oh my God,
so much
did you see-
competition.
Right. I'm on MTV True Life. I'm like,
like-
oh, Raul, you're a reality star? I didn't know that. Oh, you're the girl that vomited that has the ADD problem. She's bipolar. Oh,
And she's like,
yeah, that's me.
I'm doing an appearance tonight.
Totally. No, but look, the biggest thing is if there's not longevity in whatever it is you do, whether it's reality TV because you want to become a movie star or whatever, like, don't do it. Really sit back and analyze before you project. Like, why am I doing this? For example, I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, not to beat the shit out of people. Oh, sorry. Not to beat people up. It's because I love security. I love knowing I'm the most non-confrontational person, but I love knowing I can take care of myself in any given situation, right? You don't know what life can bring you. Same thing. If I'm going to have sex with someone, I'm gonna wear protection. If I don't know you, I gotta take care of myself.
You are getting laid.
See, that's not what I heard about you. No, I'm just
That's
kidding.
out the bag.
I
No,
told you we're not gonna go easy on you on
no,
on top.
this goes for every model out there, for every wannabe actor, musician. Don't do reality TV if your goal is just to be noticed, because most shows won't get you that exactly. You know, we were fortunate, you know, because it's like a Russian roulette. You just don't know. Make sure if you do decide to do a show that whatever product you are, whatever brand you are, is so strong that it will speak for itself, and other good things will come about it. But don't just go in there, act a fool, and then expect to be, you know, booking gigs at $5,000 a pop, because trust me, it doesn't happen that often.
It did work for Jersey Shore.
Oh,
it did
absolutely.
work for Jersey Shore.
Right, but that's like an exception to.
I know.
Another exception.
Not everybody gets
Right.
to do that.
So, and even then, look at the opportunities like, say, The Situation had. You know, like
Where is he anyway?
Exactly. Where is he? It's just funny
I
to
heard
me.
one of them just had a baby
people-
or something. Go ahead.
Oh yeah.
People that have their own shows, and they, in other words, sometimes when you get famous too quick, too soon, way bigger than where we were, I'm like, oh my God, I would be doing X, Y, and Z, because I'm that business guy. I'm always thinking of like, ooh, what can I do next? But they just kick back. And I'm not here to talk about people and names. You know, me and him probably know like 18 people off the top of our head saying, wow, you had these huge opportunities, but yet you didn't become advantageous about it. Whereas with me, I'm like saying, if my next single goes platinum, right, I already know where my investments are going. So I can get what? Residual income. So what? I can go on fucking vacation for once because I don't have a life. No, seriously, I don't. Like, all I do, I wake up at 5:30 in the morning every day, start training clients at 6 a.m. I'm done at 8 p.m. And after that, if I have to go to the studio and record, I'm at the studio. It's just crazy, but I love what I do, and nobody can take it away from me.
I respect that. I'm getting exhausted just listening to your daily routine.
I mean,
I'm not doing enough in my life.
Your music career, these music videos that you're making, I mean, those are pretty hot too. It looks like you get a vacation on set with these ladies, because all you have is just hot girls and no clothes.
True.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I gotta make work fun, right? I mean,
I
If
agree.
you're not getting laid,
Mixed
you should make
business
your
with
video.
pleasure.
You're not dating anybody, but it looks like you would be, you know, just a man around town. Like, it definitely looks like you would be, you know, all you know, in the sheets with all these ladies.
you know what? You never ever mix business with pleasure. I have never slept.
You've never slept.
Never slept with anyone I've worked with in the entertainment field whatsoever. Why? You just don't shit where you eat, because it comes back and bites you. I know too many people that I've seen that their careers or relationships just go nowhere. Think about it. For prime example, my first music video, we have Lauren Pappas, which she's also known as DJ Vitrix, well-known DJ, really hot. Not only was she in my first music video, Caliente, but she was also the lead on iMommy. If I would have slept with her, and mind you, there was many months in between we shot videos, it wouldn't have worked out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it ruins
because
the relationship.
you want to be cool with someone. Now, don't get me wrong. Say, both of you are in my next music video as an example. And like,
You'd have to go through me to make that happen.
He's our manager.
Actually, it's funny you say that. I told one of the girls, and I'm not gonna say who. I said, look, when I'm way up here, and you're way up there, if we want to sleep with each other and f our brains off, let's do it then. But right now we're climbing up that ladder. Let's not ruin it. You know what I'm saying? We can kick back in that yacht and be like, damn, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, we did it.
That, yeah.
Not just like get sloppy. Because that's when you start mixing with business with pleasure, then feelings get involved. And what if the sex was bad? And you don't
Hollywood
want.
Talks.
What's
Yeah.
that?
Hollywood Talks.
Yeah,
they
very
do.
true. And they blacklist. But no, I like what you're saying. Like, literally, instead of sleeping your way to the top, wait till you get to the top and then sleep
With anybody that you want.
Yeah,
Is that what you're? Yeah.
No, but by then, I reassure you, I will find and be with the one, because I do want to share all the good things happening.
So
No.
I was going to ask him about his dating. How do you date now? Because you said you don't date people that you work with.
Right.
And then you're working all day. So how are you meeting women?
I'll be completely honest.
Craigslist.
Referrals.
Stop.
You love you
With
Craigslist.
No, I've met girls in different ways, and I have no shame in it. Through friends of friends, I've met people at events. Like going out, and then I've I've done once or twice in the past online dating.
I was like, yeah, you've done online.
We did a
dating.
whole segment about that.
Yeah. And
Now, how was online dating for you? Was it effective?
Scary.
Oh,
it is
okay.
scary. It is, right?
Scary. You know, I didn't even have to ask for like pictures half of the time. There, I was just getting like straight up like naked pictures right off.
Really?
The bat.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what online dating site was?
Oh yeah.
Kevin.
I'm not.
I mean, not that I'm gonna go on there. You know, I'm
Wink,
just,
wink.
for our listeners, you know, they want to know.
Sure. It was actually a white female. Black females for white males.
Rewind.
Oh, wow.
Bring it back.
She said,
I was like,
like
well,
the
look
sisters.
at you. Somebody needs a chocolate drop.
right?
No.
Chocolate
What are you doing on
latte.
No, there's actually the true story. There is a website that does exist that is for people that like to date interracially.
Yes, there is.
And one of my good friends, which we both know, met one of his girlfriends there. But no,
Like I said, one of his girlfriends.
The one I did, the one I did was a Match.com type thing, and it was in the beginning. It's exciting. You're like,
You were
"Oh,
looking
yeah."
for a black girl.
No. I put all races.
Oh, okay.
No. I don't care if you're
Now, while we're
Asian,
on the
this-
subject of that, do you date black women? I know I've seen you with a few, but is it?
Dan just put his business out
I really
there.
did.
I
Got that
You know what? I'm
swirl.
very open-minded. It's same thing with like whether it's race, your religion, Catholic, Christian, whatever you are. I don't care. At the end of the day, it's just if you make me feel amazing and you're amazing for who you are, and we can coach each other and just become better each day. That's what I want. Where say when you eat together and you laugh, that's awesome. The next time you eat together and laugh, it's even better. Same thing with sex. It should be unlimited, uninhibited, just let loose.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only time you get to enjoy someone and really escape. I want to escape with someone, not just, oh, okay, I'm home. All right, bam, I'm going to shower. I'm going to look good. And then bada boom, bada bing, hit the sheets and then go to bed. Like, that's cool here and there, but I want someone that's like mentally going to take me to another destination. Walking home. She's got the special lingerie suit going on.
You got this all planned
Oh
out.
yeah, you got to get
No, this is quite descriptive here.
special candles. Yeah,
Visualization, man.
Yeah.
Visualization.
So now a girl knows what to do that's watching.
I know.
Exactly.
Some girls at home going, okay,
Damn,
I'm
I totally
Sit
forgot.
down.
This is going pretty much live here.
To
Now,
millions of people.
I just screwed myself.
International.
You know why? Because now, if
Because your mom's watching.
well, not only mom, but imagine like the woman watching, they're thinking, oh, okay, so if I meet him, I'm gonna wear lingerie. I'm gonna have scented candles, right? And then I'm gonna, do whatever. It's like a giveaway, but guess what? The truth always comes out.
Yeah.
And you can, just like that, you can call them out that quickly. So
Yeah, you'll be able to spot it if it's phony or not, and you'll be able to
Exactly.
know whether it's authentic.
for sure.
So, what would you say your biggest turn off is?
Bad hygiene.
Oh,
I tell it to
You
every
knew
girl.
that quickly.
Every girl. No, I feel like it's a broken record. There's so many beautiful women.
But bad hygiene?
Let me
That's
explain.
not uncommon. It's not uncommon.
Look, I've noticed the prettier the woman, sometimes the worse hygiene. Because I hate to say it,
haven't heard
they
that
think
one.
their shit don't stink.
Like literally.
Literally.
They have
Like,
doo-doo in their
literally.
pants. So they're
Like-
like,
Did you
I'm
hear
so
about
cute.
me? How did you know mine doesn't? No, I'm just playing.
Nah.
I'm joking.
No, look, here's the deal. Look, it's all about if your breath is funky fresh, no good. If your armpits are not cool. Down there in the kitty cat, not cool. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta make sure that you're on point, whether you are dating or not dating. Maybe me, I'm a little over
You're
the
more
top.
anal probably about
yeah,
it.
I am. I'm very sensitive. I
What's
work
your
with
sign?
Well, Pisces.
Oh,
yeah.
they are sensitive men.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
sensitive
for sure.
men.
So I take 2 to 3 showers a day. But then
Are you serious?
But then I'm around clients. So if I'm sweating with
Yeah,
you,
he has
why would you
to.
want to
Yeah,
hear
yeah, yeah.
smell like Catherine's like funky fresh scent? You know what I'm saying? Like that wouldn't be cool. So same thing with my teeth. I got to make sure everything's good. But at the end of the day, guess what? There's no better feeling when you're with someone and they look amazing and they smell amazing.
Oh,
so
smell.
right? Because if you want to take care of them from head to toe, it's game on, baby.
Now, I would ask, you talked specifically hygienic regarding the lower body area. Now, I'm sure this is something a lot of men have experienced. I'm not saying necessarily I personally experienced it, but have you ever been in a situation where you're getting ready to like make love to a woman, took off her pants or something, and it was like, you know,
Catfish.
Catfish. Thank you. I was looking for the word. Thank you.
More like.
That was really good.
I hear these
so he does
horror
voiceovers
stories,
too.
And I don't know how you guys do it. How do you get out of that situation?
No, what do you do?
Okay, I don't want to repulse you
Power
guys.
through?
But the worst experience.
Oh no, I can't.
I know this is bad. You might want to plug your ears. Audience, you have been warned.
Yeah. Disclaimer.
This has happened, and not with no hoochie off the street. I'm talking like classy woman, you know, like executive assistant, you know, everything's well put together.
Expensive escorts.
No.
I almost got you.
No.
He's like, you know.
The scent was so bad. It smelled like someone opened up a fresh can of tuna fish. That's how bad.
Was it that time of the month?
No.
Oh,
I'm very.
God.
No, well, I mean, at least that's an
I'm very
excuse.
here.
Wouldn't let
I'm
anybody
very
down
here.
there.
I'm all about. I like if I meet someone I like, I'm not in no rush to sleep with them. I like to get to know them, right? But throughout that process, same thing. Like, what are your favorite foods, favorite movies? I'll make sure. So, how often do you douche? How often do you do this?
Wow.
Why? Because so I'm
ready
just
for
saying.
that.
Because if you don't communicate what you like from day one, a lot of people are very careless.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some people say, "Oh, well, I just got back from the gym. You want to get, knock your boots off?"
Some men like that.
I'm not into that.
That is true.
That's just
That is true.
That's just not me. You know, I love everything to be super clean, smooth.
So what did you do in that situation?
What did I do? I made up an excuse and
When you were down there, you were like,
oh yeah, absolutely.
Smelt the tuna and you were like,
you know what? I'm full actually.
I had this weird cramp in my stomach, and then she's like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" I'm like, "No, I'm not okay. Can you put your pants on though? Because it's just it was."
What?
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Come on, that's
No, I
embarrassing.
feel like a woman knows.
No, some women don't.
So you have to know. Like,
I think they do.
I don't
How
think
are you
all
female?
women
has to get a
know.
normal checkup. Like, there's antibiotics for that little problem down there. Like, I don't understand. When I hear these horror stories, I'm like, she went to the bathroom at some point today.
I
She
know,
had to
but maybe they're
notice.
used to their own odor. Oh,
Maybe
sick.
that is
exactly.
true though. That is a good point, Dre.
A woman,
Some people become
woman
immune
should
to
have
it.
baby
I agree
wipes.
too.
Baby wipes.
I
Yes.
agree.
She should
Okay.
have a big old huge Costco box in her
I
closet.
But
Thank
when
you.
is she go? She's just gonna be
Yeah.
driving around and I need a baby wipe now.
No,
and
she
then,
should
like,
keep baby wipes
should
on
keep
her
them.
in her purse.
If there's
I
a
have them at
possibility,
home.
if there's a possibility of sex in any way, shape, or form, or any kind of foreplay, common sense, take 30 seconds, wipe yourself really good down there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to know. You could be a secret. You're in the bathroom. You know.
But see, what if it's spontaneous and she doesn't know what's about to happen? You're saying,
Oh, I see what you're saying. You like really like.
yeah.
Okay, so
because you said you like
just-
the uninhabited, just the bomb, jungle.
For
safari type
those
booty.
type of situations, yeah, I'm cool with that because you can't be that picky in
Yeah.
certain situations. Say I haven't seen my girl in 8 months and I picked her up from the
months?
airport. And
That's a long time.
I'm just saying,
Dude,
of
that's
course, I'm gonna be really
a lot of
really
lotion and
cool.
tissues.
And I don't care what you smell like at that point. I'm going at it, So, yeah, that's
Ooh.
my answer.
Explain to me.
This-
Okay.
oh.
No. I'm shifting.
Oh,
really
Lord.
cool. Okay.
Go ahead, Spice.
Explain to me sexercising and how do I get my man to do that?
Ooh.
What is it exactly?
Ooh.
Because it sounds really hot. I like to work out. I like sex. Is it a mixture of the both? What is it?
Well, sexercise, which is, I gotta tell the audience because
Can we prep the video too? Meanwhile, while he's that was just our producer, but
Oh.
go ahead. There's a video we have, but go ahead.
okay. So sexercise, before I explain, is a single. My last track that's coming out in January, and it's also a music video. It's all coming out at the same time, and the concept behind it is being able to work out, dance, and in a very sexual environment. So everybody likes to work out. Most people do. I'm not going to say everybody. Kevin?
I mean,
When's the last time you've been to the gym, Kevin?
Yeah, when you go to the gym.
I like how this all just turned on me right now. Like,
I know. I was like,
okay, I know I'm skinny and I'm a burger away from starvation, but all right. Last time I went to the gym, in all honesty, was probably about 3 months ago.
Okay, good.
Cool.
But I didn't work out. I just played basketball the whole time.
B-ball.
So
All right.
the last time I worked
But you
out,
were there.
I was there.
3 months is a long time ago.
Long time.
And I'm
I'm
gonna
horrible. I
need you
admit.
to train your friend.
For sure.
Because that
some
is
exercise
just for
in.
health. Just for health.
Yeah,
you
you
gotta
Absolutely.
be consistently
Just
in
to
the
keep,
gym.
you know.
So you guys don't like my body the way it is now?
Listen, this is about your
He's got
health. That's what
He's
we're
got more
concerned
abs than
about.
Usher, so let's just keep,
Yup.
he's got
Hey,
more abs
let
than
him
12
know.
pack. Let's just
Let
keep it
him
real.
know.
Let's
Let's
just
count him.
He's got more abs than all of us here. But hey, you know what? But
That's
we
actually
go
my
back
rib
to,
cage, but yeah, go ahead.
No, but as long as you can see something.
Right?
But sexercise at the end of the day, it's about moving, getting really sexy. I don't care if you're at the gym, the club, or your baby mama's bedroom, because this is the most intense dance workout track music video that anyone's gonna see. It's gonna get people in the mood to get frisky. It's gonna get people in the mood to really dance together. It's gonna get couples reunited. You know what I mean? It's gonna
Wow.
get
This sounds spicy.
So it sounds like a
I
combination of
this.
like Luke, Marvin Gaye,
R. Kelly.
R. Kelly,
Right?
Teddy Pendergrass, and LMFAO all thrown in together.
A little bit of
100%.
Pitbull. You can't forget
Pitbull,
Pitbull. maybe.
Dale,
love
Dale,
it.
yeah, there
Yeah,
you
yeah, and it's good. It's got some, you know, some Spanish moments, some bilingual vocals on there. Not as much as my other tracks, but it's really like I've never been so proud about anything in my life.
I want to see it.
Yeah,
So
you
just
guys
so
are
we
gonna.
know, we're not getting ready to see Sexercise right now because obviously that was
That's what's coming out, and
coming
that's
out.
what's coming out.
23rd,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
we're gonna see.
We'll be back for that.
another video that he did that features a lot of sexiness and women Sexercise.
Oh, Caliente Fitness. Growing up was not easy. I'm sure it wasn't easy for anybody. Ever since I was 5 years old, from kindergarten
Oh my God, so cute.
to middle school, all the way up through high school, and even college, I was just very
can't believe that.
overweight. I never in my wildest dreams thought I would be in this physical shape. It's been nothing but struggle. Because for those who say it's easy, believe me, it is not easy. It's hard work. You get what you pay for. At about 20 years old is when I hit like rock bottom, 220 pounds. My waist was a size 40, just looking at my fat stomach. 3 o'clock in the morning eating Oreo cookies. I would just sit there and
So
just
do I.
eat myself to sleep.
Fried Oreos.
And it was finally that rock bottom point, 20 years old, looking at TV. Just I remember an Oreo cookie just falling on top of my stomach, and I was like, okay, I gotta do something about this. I started exercising on my own, changing my eating patterns, and it was years of trying different things
were
that
T-boning
worked for
them.
me. And it kept on getting to a point where I was like, I lost 4 inches this month. It's been a struggle, and I'm glad that I overcame it.
I'm going to the gym right after this.
Go work out. And this is my track playing right now, Caliente.
Oh, we got that video. We're going.
Oh, we're gonna play that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about the booty, baby. Men like to have, you know, a little bit of booty.
Yeah, I got no booty, so. Thank you, Drea.
I'm with you. I'm working on it.
Oh no, you straight. I mean, not that I've been looking.
Oh, okay.
The running
I
backwards
need that
is
fall.
impressive.
Oh my God, I can't do all
That looks scary, yeah.
You're not even holding on.
No.
Oh, no, I can't do that.
Can't hold on.
I will fall.
But it works.
That
Your,
took a lot of practice. No?
yeah, and it
Because
works your
looks
calves.
You have you
Awesome.
fallen? Oh, I need to do a good calf exercise.
That's an awesome one for your obliques and lower abs. Those are great. In and out, inverted push-ups. Those are just
Yeah, I
mainly for
can't
cardio. You know, you're not gonna build a lot of muscles,
love
more
this.
lean. You know. Yeah.
Ow.
Wow. Now,
Working
what is your calorie intake like on the daily?
Well, it depends on, for one, if you're male or female.
No, yours. I'm talking
mine,
about you.
Mine's not a lot. Mine's like 1,800.
Really?
Yeah.
But I guess it depends on how much you burn, though, as well.
Right.
Right.
It depends
Your
on
metabolism.
if I worked out that day or not. Like the days I don't work out, I eat 90% protein, 10% veggies. You know.
So you're eating real clean.
Yeah. So like, say if I did a double workout that day, then I can afford to eat my 3 slices of pizza, my chocolate brownies, my Oreo cookies.
So you haven't given up junk food altogether.
Oh, hell no.
You just do it, you know, when you can cheat.
In moderation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Same thing with alcohol. I enjoy drinking 3 or 4 times a week. I am
Oh, well,
very
that's a lot.
Yeah, but I don't
For
drink.
like a trainer.
You just have a drink.
Oh yeah, I like to have at least 1 or 2 drinks. Wine or like super light beer or like a vodka with Crystal Light that has no calories. So it's about balance. Anyone that does anything too extreme, believe me, it's boring. There's tons of guys out there that are in better shape than I am. I'd rather look awesome than be perfect, because perfect sometimes it's just too much maintenance. Like when I shredded down, I remember for one particular role, I got leaner than what you see in that picture just now, but I was so lean, but that's like 8% body fat. I got down to 5 where it was like veins everywhere. It was too much.
A little scary.
But like bones, like Kevin.
Yeah, I'm about 2% body fat.
Yeah,
Get it off of Kevin. He is somebody's type somewhere. Okay.
Oh hell,
You are
tons of women like her.
somewhere in Africa, Ethiopia,
No, in
Zimbabwe.
America.
It's
in America, right here.
Well,
Thank
it
you,
has to
Drea.
be intimidating to date you as well, though, because you're super into fitness. You're extremely lean.
Yeah.
So does a girl have to be
No.
fit, extremely fit to date you?
No,
That's a good
absolutely
question.
not. I actually, and my mom, I'll call her right now. I don't even have a type anymore. Seriously, I just can't. I've tried, but my preference is wide hips, big butt.
Excuse me? No way.
Did I finish?
Drea said, "Excuse me."
I'm shocked.
You gotta understand, I'm Spanish, so keep that in mind.
Yes,
He's a body.
So wide hips, big butt, small waist, beautiful face. So the rest, I don't, even if a girl's like 5 or 10 pounds overweight, I'm cool with that. As long as she likes to work out, not as often as me. If a woman has a tighter stomach than me, we gotta, it's gonna be tricky. It's gonna be tricky.
Why?
Well, because I mean, like, I don't want to date a bodybuilder type chick. I'm an athlete, like body, and I'll date a girl that has an athlete body that's, athletic.
You don't want it
too much.
She can't be more ripped than you.
Correct. That would be too much,
And it's not nice to feel all that either.
Right, no.
It's like muscle hitting muscle.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the impact is like bruises everywhere. No, but like, for example, I've dated a lot of girls that, no joke, they were like size 7, size 9 in jeans.
Oh, wow.
Would
not have expected that.
Very like Beyonce, J-Lo body types. Like around probably like, what are you, like 5'7", 5'8", like probably 10 pounds, 15 pounds.
I appreciate you giving me those extra inches.
Well, I'm just.
It's the hills. The hills.
Oh, okay.
It's the hills.
Well, the point is,
I'm
like,
very curvy, yeah.
But if someone has an awesome personality face and they got curves, it's an extra brownie point, because it's like everybody has their own thing, and that's what I love. I much rather be with a woman that has some kind of curves than too skinny, because then I feel like I'm gonna break them.
Yeah.
Like, that's my take.
No, I feel you on that. I deal with that too. I feel like I'm a crush girls, like I'm the Incredible Hulk.
Kevin, you
Yeah,
are
right.
full of jokes today.
I know. I was gotten into my tea. Actually, I don't even think there's tea in there. But no, the thing I was going to ask is, obviously working out, like you said, is something that you're committed to. Now, do you think that working out has given you a better endurance or stamina in the sheets?
Oh, 100%. To the extent where half of the people I've dated in the past, okay, this is a funny quote. One of my friends, she calls it's a 2-minute pump chump, and I'm the opposite of that. Just because I do a lot of cardio and all this stuff, I don't get tired very easily. So it's not that I like super long sessions.
Yeah, 'cause that can get a little...
Right, that can get boring. But I like it to be very intense, short, just like interval cardio, where you go really hard. Right? Then you take a little Oreo cookie break, and then you go at it again. You see what I'm saying? You
Work off the
Oreo cookie break.
Right. I love Oreo cookie. Hello. Look how big I was. Jesus Christ. No, but there's been situations that it sucks that girls that are used to certain things, like dating guys that, just like 1 or 2 positions or like it in and out, where they're not used to someone that can last longer, has more versatility.
So how many positions on average would you do during an average sex session? How many positions?
Ideally, 4 to 5. That would be ideal.
That's about good. That's about
If I'm
I don't even know if I can name that.
If I'm super
style,
if I'm super tired, well, there's 4 ways to doggy style. So, but that's a whole nother episode.
Can
yeah.
you show us?
Yeah, can you imitate with Drea and?
Oh no.
Now, does it always have to be intricate
Let's just say
workout?
the girl is either laying flat, right? Regular doggy, Then you got face down, booty up.
Oh.
Right. And then you got the scrunched up doggy where you're picking her up, but like you have to be strong enough.
Oh, he knows tricks.
Oh yeah.
He knows
so
tricks,
you're
ladies.
you're standing, and she's crunched up, and her butt is like the girl has to be somewhat in good shape to do this. But that one's fun. It's fun because you hit different spots. Yeah, it's cool.
So you incorporate some of your workouts then while you're doing it. You're
Hell
like,
yeah.
You probably have the little timer that tells you how many calories you're burning.
It just says
And then
3,
you're
2,
like,
1.
yes,
You ready?
I hit 200.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we hit our target, our heart rate, babe. Come on, switch it up.
That's
I
hilarious.
got Christian Bale in my head from American Psycho. I don't know why.
Oh, Christian.
I've actually had a few exes, and I've never seen or read the book. There's a movie coming out, the Christian Grey. 50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey, yeah.
And they're like, oh my God, you remind me sometimes of this guy. And I'm like, why? No, not, that's what I thought, because I read reviews.
Oh, you're a freak.
There's a, yeah.
Yes.
So,
Absolutely.
I read that
but I'm
book.
very romantic as well. I'm very romantic.
Good combo.
Yeah.
A freaky, right? That is.
Freaky romantic.
Freaky romantic.
So I think he's ready for the naked truth.
Yeah.
You know, I was gonna say right before we get into that, there's a video that he did. This is Caliente, right?
Yeah, let's show him Caliente. Let's show him.
All right, we're gonna watch Caliente real quick, which is a music video that you did.
First single that came out. Yep.
Okay.
6-7 months ago. Yeah.
Good deal. Oh, it just starts off. You see the fire.
Ooh, fire. Not one.
And how did you cast for this? Did they have to come face to face to you, and you were like, "Let me see how you
See you dance. Let me
touch
see you
my
shake,
nose,
shake your booty.
how you rub on me"?
Oh yeah, break it down and shake it down.
Were you
So,
wearing any
Rewind that
pants?
scene again.
I did a little D'Angelo moment, you know.
Listen, if you ever need an extra in your video,
Oh, that's right.
You know, holla at your boy. I could just be in the back with a bottle.
Right? Boom. That's Lizette Medina. She's a great singer. She did a great job on this. Tú me quieres, yo te quiero, let's make it happen, baby. Caliente. You know what I'm saying? Break it down, shake it, break it down, shake it, shake it, shake it. Come on, Bone.
If I watch this video anymore, I'm gonna have to take a pregnancy test.
I'm like, okay, let's.
All right, what questions you got for me? Because I know you got only a few minutes here.
That is wow. I may have missed my calling. I should be
I need to take my jacket
a musical
off.
artist.
I know, right?
You know. So the naked truth basically is when don't shake your head. All right, this is
You're coming clean, butt naked.
Exactly.
You're bearing it all, okay?
exactly. Now, speaking of burying it all, I know that you've hung out with a lot of reality stars since your your experiences on reality show. Who is one reality star that you have made whoopee with?
Well, besides Kim K, about 2006, before she
No.
got
I saw that video.
explained, right? No. Who have I made whoop? God, I'm not gonna answer that. I plead the fifth.
Is this the first time someone has played the fifth
Yeah,
on
this
naked?
is the first time that
Yeah.
have not come
Wow.
Sure.
You're not gonna. So it's not public knowledge.
No, definitely.
Is it somebody that we would all know?
Definitely yes. Yeah.
So it was Kim K.
I know
I knew
I was like,
it.
maybe it was one of the Kardashians
You
or
heard
something.
it here
Well,
first.
like it started off.
Well,
with
Chloe's
her-
available now.
She
so.
had an impersonator in Vegas. I thought it was her, and I thought I got lucky one night. And then she took off the wig, and then she freaking. Yeah, it wasn't cute, but whatever. It was. It was a long time ago. I'm just playing.
That would suck.
I know, right? Imagine you think like you're really sleeping with her, and then all of a sudden you wake up, takes off her eyelashes. The
gonna
butt
get you,
implant
sucker.
little
Yeah.
things pop out, and you're like, wait a minute, but I was on top. That's why. You know?
I had a similar situation in Miami one time, but it was a transvestite. So, anyways, question number 2. Hey, that was a joke. Sure. Kind
Sure.
of. What is, you talked about the funky vajayjay.
Yes.
But what is one thing that a woman should never do during sex? Like if she did, it's a
turn off.
Yeah.
A turn off definitely would be trying to take too much control in the bedroom. I like a submissive woman. So when a woman's like trying to flip me around, and I've had a few You know,
that are aggressive.
Oh, very
I like
aggressive.
that. That's kind of sexy to me.
No, but I'm talking
skinny,
I'm
though,
talking
too.
like exorcist.
You're not saying like a woman that takes initiative. You're saying a woman that is trying to run the entire production.
No, she's trying to run the show. Like, do this.
Maybe trying to doggy
Do
you.
more of that. Like, the worst feeling is if
Doggy
you're in
you.
your zone and someone's like, do too much of this and you're commanding me. That ain't gonna work. You know, or someone that like screams way too loud, like exaggerating loud.
Like
It's like
porn style,
to the point,
where,
to the point I have to like put the
You're
pillow.
like, that's not real.
And I'm like,
I
please.
didn't do anything to deserve
Yeah.
That don't even look like a
No.
feel good, girl.
No.
Quit.
So
Would you
that,
consider yourself very machismo?
no, definitely not.
Okay.
No, no,
Is
no.
that very what?
Machismo.
I didn't say it like that. but-
Machismo.
What is that? I'm sorry. I don't even know that word.
Machismo.
What is machismo?
Please tell.
Just very, like an alpha male, very macho. It's like, a macho.
masculine in
yes,
the bed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, definitely not ultra machismo, but I'm very, like I said, I'm very dominant, but I have my sweet side. So it's just like, I just like to be in control, you know?
Balance.
Right, but I've learned this trick, and this goes for all you gentlemen out there. Take care of your woman first, because after you put her in that state, of happiness, then they're more willing to do more. You know what I'm saying?
When she gets
that
her,
is
she's
good.
like,
Absolutely.
I bow
Because if
down.
you're too lazy about it, it's sometimes they get lazy, and it's just like you don't want to rush it too fast.
Good nuggets. All right, just two more questions. This one is: what would you say your sexual fantasy would be? Whether it's two women, whether it's she does something for you, your biggest sexual fantasy. And I know you've thought about this because you were descriptive before when you were saying things.
Right.
so.
I'm trying to. Damn. I got to be careful how I answer it. I have a few. I do. I do. I've always. My mom's gonna kill me.
I love your mother, by the way.
She's
If she's
awesome.
watching, big ups from Bones.
And by the way, big ups to Yaya. She's in the hospital right now. I don't want to get into it now. And there's anyone out there that watches our shows, she's part of the reason why I got kicked off of the show in the first place. So blessings. Hope you get better. But back to the sexual question. Jesus.
From Yaya to sex. Go ahead.
God.
You have an older woman fetish.
I do. I love older women. I've dated
I knew
older
it.
women.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know why? Because mentally and physically, there's no nonsense. It's like, say
That's
you're really
true.
busy, I'm busy.
Very
It's like,
true.
we're there to have this awesome companionship, fulfill each other what we want, and then let the
BS out the door.
Caliente.
yeah.
I see.
Go.
All right, now this last one, I'm gonna let Spicy do the honors because this is one of the questions that she does, and I, don't want to take her signature question from her.
We ask this every single time, and this one you have to answer.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
I'm not gonna let you off the hook. All right, the celebrity crush that you would crush. Any celebrity that you can take down if you had just one night and it was guaranteed, who would you be with?
I initially would say J-Lo,
Oh.
but no.
Oh.
I would initially. But I guess just because I know women really well intuitively, I'm going to have to skip her and I'm going to have to go with Eva Mendes.
Ooh, I love it.
Oh, I love Eva.
Yeah.
Big ups on that.
Yeah, she
Big
may
ups.
not have as big of a booty.
She does, but she is sexy.
She's got
curves.
oh yeah,
Man, that mole that she got,
Yeah.
ooh, Lord,
Yeah,
have,
she's
I
got
would
that
just
Cindy
lick the
Crawford
mole.
little
Oh my
like-
God,
Yeah.
Kevin, shut up.
Yeah.
Little chocolate chips.
Now,
That was a good choice, though.
Right?
I agree with that choice. I like your choice.
that is sexy. Now, speaking of sexy, before we get out of here, I understand that you have some gifts to share with our sexy staff here,
do.
some things to
I'm
give
so
out to them.
curious what this
It
is
is the
gonna
holiday
be.
season,
Yeah.
and
It is the
Christmas-
holiday season.
And I don't think we're shooting next Friday, so it's just this is the last
So,
one. We're
I'm gonna give Kevin yours first. This is
Oh,
you know.
dude, you.
So we're gonna keep it caliente. I got you an XL caliente.
Caliente fitness.
Nice.
I
So
love
hopefully
it.
this will motivate him to get into the gym.
More than
'Cause the
once
ladies want
every
that.
3 months.
Absolutely.
You have to train us. You have to get us all
Absolutely.
together
We'll
and
do a
train the
workout
Love on
episode.
Top host.
Thank you, man. I
Thank you,
appreciate
bro.
that,
No
Caliente.
problem.
Thanks,
Yeah, you
brother.
can get those online too, but if you want Kevin's, he may have to sell it later after he sweats a couple workouts. Then he can do whatever he wants.
On eBay.
And for you ladies, I present to you, and this is
Caliente thong.
This is no. So I don't know if you ladies are married, divorced, boyfriend, single, but I sell these like hotcakes. But this is a new edition, 2014
Oh.
Caliente calendar.
I
Well,
love
thank you
it.
very
So-
much.
I will be checking it off.
Every day I go to the gym.
So it's a
Check it out.
motivation,
Gotta check it out.
one way or the other. And yeah, this is
Thank you so much.
This is
from
going
me
to
to you.
be my bookmark in my Bible.
Right on Leviticus.
Right.
Well, Jason, thanks so much for coming through. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for sharing
My
those
pleasure.
nuggets. Thank you just for being you.
Thank you, sir.
You are
Thank you, ladies.
Yes, we appreciate you. Jason, let us know where we can find you. You have
Yeah.
millions of fans that probably want to check you out right this very second. Where do they go?
Simple. JasonRosell.com, and on social media, Jason Rosell Live.
Oh, very good.
That's it. Keep it caliente, baby.
There you go.
Now, Spicy, where can they find you at?
Well, you already know you can play with my Twitter at spicy_Mari, or you can stroke my Instagram at spicy_Mari, or go to thespicylife.com.
Andrea?
You can follow me at DreaRenee_N on Facebook and Instagram.
And you can find me on my website, it's kevinjohn.com. Twitter, Hey Kevin John. Instagram, Hey Kevin John. And you can ride my Facebook at Kevin John Peters. All right, well, that's our show for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank all the beautiful, incredible, amazingly talented guests that we had in here. And we'll see
And
you
thank
guys.
you for our gifts, Jason.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
The calendars that's going to sit in the Bible.
That's
Yeah.
right. Get it online, JasonRosell.com.
Absolutely. Thank y'all. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, Dario Christian, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network. If you have questions or comments, tweet us at BHL Online or email us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. For more exclusive content, visit blackhollywoodlive.com. This has been a presentation of the Black Hollywood Live Network. The views expressed here are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.